Last year during December, we traveled to Cambodia, and it was just me and my brother, my mom, my dad, and then Kim Sin, he's from RCTC, and Bard Moberg, he's also from RCTC. And we traveled there, and our main focus was to see if it was possible to bring students back to do some sort of service learning or some kind of program. And when we went there, we learned a lot of things. We went to a lot of the villages and the schools, and we found out that it was possible. So we came back, and we did a whole bunch of different meetings, and we organized a class through RCTC, and so we ended up going back on December 27th through January 9th, and there were 14 students, and there were around 29 of us total, compared to the 6 of us that went before. And so that's
the point of us going was service learning, and each student had our own individual projects just to whether it was just kind of comparing and contrasting education and games within Cambodia and America, or raising money for toilets or raising money for chalkboards. We all had our own projects to do, and the point was kind of building relationships and kind of us acting as local ambassadors from America with Cambodia, just to kind of figure out what their needs are so we can help them with what they want.
Our purpose wasn't to do things for them, it was to know what they want to do with them at a more local level.
So, when you talk about students, bringing students back, you talk about college students?
Yes.
Yeah, we were students, yeah.
Contemporaries.
Yeah.
And you just did this on your own. Did you connect with any colleges or educational institutions in Cambodia? How did you connect?
While we were there, there was a group, an NGO group that it's called YSC Youth Service Cambodia, and it's made up of college and university students located in Phnom Penh, and it was really cool while we were there. We were able to talk with them, and they were learning English, so that was really neat for them. But it was really awesome for us to travel around with them in their country, and so they're kind of like tour guides, but it's more like a really cool relationship that we had, coming together and with a main focus to serve.
Yeah, and we also helped them with a project that they did. They already had a mission, and they were already funded to go to a school. I can't remember. Do you guys remember what the school is called?
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, they went to a school, and we helped them plant trees, and it was just kind of like an environmental project. And then it was actually recorded on CTN, the Cambodia News Network. So.
And one of the major things in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh right now, is the amount of garbage, and that's one of their focuses. You want to talk more about that too?
Well, yeah, on our trip we stopped at a place called Stung Michi, and it's a garbage dump on the outskirts of Phnom Penh, and it's
a big landfill?
Yeah, it's a huge landfill, and about 70 families live there, and 10,000 people work there, and it's like a mountain of mountains of garbage and waste, and 70 families live there, and 10,000 work there, and so. And it's profusely burning, and methane gas is constantly.
And it's not just adults that work there, babies, little children.
Yeah, like babies and children, and
families live there.
As soon as
they have houses.
Yeah, and it's extremely dangerous, and it's a
toxic waste. And but at the same time, though, when we went there, the children were playing. It was such an odd contrast to see them in this place that was so dark, and you could just smell the air. It was just dirty and
dark.
And but at the same time, the children were smiling and coming up to us, and through those college students, we were able to talk more with them.
So they wanted us to take their pictures, and they'd be like, "Moi photo, moi photo," and so I think they were smiling and having fun with us there, but it was really hard and just kind of emotional to see, because we were giving food to them, and then they were, yanking on us to give them food, and it was just really hard because we didn't have enough food for everyone, because we didn't know how many people were living there.
And at the same time, we don't want to do charity. It helps, but it's not sustainable. And it depends what you do. But, I don't know. It's kind of hard though when you don't really know what to do.
Give people fish, you feed a few. Teach them to fish, they feed many.
but then sometimes there's not the lake or the pool to use to fish.
Yeah, in
So
this
that's the hard part.
circumstance.
So.
Well, one thing that, you know, we can do is, I know Kim brought forward his proposal, and he actually sent a letter to the representatives locally, and I don't know if you received that, Randy, or not. It was like a year or two ago. And he talked about the proposal and wanted us to sign a letter of support, and so many of us did that. And then that letter went on along with the first initial trip to say that, you know, in the state of Minnesota, we support an endeavor like this where we're trying to build the relations between countries, and if we can incorporate higher education into this and we can develop classes where it's a collaborative effort, we will try to do that. We don't necessarily set up specific programs, that's up to the local higher education institution, but there are a number of higher ed institutions across the state that have different cooperative agreements with foreign countries for student exchanges or for programs like you're trying to set up there with more along the lines of education and teaching. And indirectly through our appropriations to higher education, it can help make something like this a reality.